I've got to give you a little, I hate to use the word lesson in what communism is, because many people are throwing the word Marxism around or socialist around, and they're right in a generic way, but they don't really understand what they're saying. And since I was the first in the media going back 15 years to start explaining to the American audience what a socialist was, and I go back to 94, long before most in the media were using the word socialist, I was explaining it. Now a lot are, because they're right, because if it walks like a Marxist, if it talks like a Marxist, it is a Marxist. So you have czars surrounding Obama who literally openly espouse communist philosophy and hold up communist murderers as heroes. Here you have White House Communications Czar Anita Dunn praising Mao Zedong, as I just said to you, and no one understands how dangerous this is. So let me give you a little history, about 5 seconds worth. It'll be more like 2 minutes worth. Maybe once a week I'll insert a little bit of knowledge into this discussion of what a communist is, what a socialist is, so that you can become better educated and perhaps better defend yourself against what has happened, what is happening, and what Obama wants to do to this country. And when I say what Obama wants to do to this country, I mean it very clearly. Why do I say that? Why would he appoint an overt Maoist as communications director unless he agreed with her? Unless he agreed with her philosophy and what she wants to achieve with our children? Why would there be so many czars who are anti-family, anti-church, anti-synagogue, anti-religion? Because that is the definition of what a communist is. They're masters of deceit. They are masters of deceit. You have to understand that all communists are anti-religious. No matter whether they go to church or synagogue to put on a show, doesn't matter. Bill Clinton used to carry around a big fake Bible, remember, with a big fake cross on it? Do you remember that? Remember when his friends in Hollywood gave him a bigger Bible and a bigger cross, and we joked about it in radio in 94, 95, 96? So now you got Obama, 20 years he sits in a communist church, and now all of a sudden he's in another church. You really believe it? Well, what is a communist when it comes to religion? You have to understand that a true follower of religion, whether it be Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim, a true follower of any religion cannot embrace communism. Why? Because Marxism, Leninism is irrevocably opposed to all religious beliefs and all forms of worship, whether they be Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, or Muslim. Why do I say it? One of Lenin's basic teachings is, quote, "We must combat religion. This is the ABC of all materialism and consequently of Marxism." He wrote, "The Marxist must be a materialist. That is an enemy of religion." And so in theory and practice, the communists make and made no distinction among any of the world's greater religions, as you well understand. Karl Marx described Judaism as antisocial. What you don't know is that we certainly know Hitler was anti-Semitic and it led to the deaths of 6 million Jews. That we all know. We all understand that. But you didn't know that there were Marxian tirades against Judaism that were equal in, let us say, in insanity, but not in result, thank God. Karl Marx himself described Judaism as antisocial. He described it as an expression of Jewish egoism. I can guarantee you that if you scratch the skin, and if you get under the skin of any leftist that you know, any supporter of Obama who says that he's not anti-Jewish, he's just anti-Israel, you will find that he believes in the same exact manner as Karl Marx did, that Jews and Israelis, Zionists, whatever you want to call it, are antisocial and egotistical. Now, the great civil rights leader himself, Martin Luther King Jr., said, "Make no mistake about it. Anyone who is anti-Zionist is anti-Semitic." I didn't make that up. That's one of the great quotes of the great civil rights leader himself, when he said, "Make no mistake about it. Anyone who espouses anti-Zionism is really an anti-Semite. There is no difference." That's stated by Martin Luther King Jr. Ask yourself why you don't hear that coming out of the mouth of Jesse Jackson or the others, because it doesn't fit their doxy. So, although we know Karl Marx himself was Jewish, and we hear that from the Nazis amongst us, what you don't know is that Karl Marx hated Judaism because he was anti-Israel. He was anti-Jewish, excuse me. And he wrote the following: "Money is the jealous god of Israel," he wrote, not of Jews. He said, money, this is Karl Marx. He wrote, "Money is the jealous god of Israel, by the side of which no other god may exist. Exchange is the Jews' real god." That's Karl Marx, not Adolf Hitler. So if you think you're safe by becoming a Marxist because you're a Jew by birth and you think you're going to be protected because you're anti-fascist, you have another guest coming for you. You're in more danger than you could ever imagine. And I'm speaking to young Jews who are listening to this show who think by eschewing their own religion they have found a home in Obama. You have found a dangerous den of vipers.
Savage.